Recording in progress. This is Shannon Nicole Kringen, Goddess Kring, feeling a little sad and a little angry. This is my Tom Petty who widens my jetty button. So I got a guitar back there, and I got a keyboard back there, and I got a fancy schmancy arrangement of my artwork behind me. I'm feeling a little angry today. I basically have been working nonstop for over 30 days. And I'm not bragging when I say that. I'm acknowledging the reality of the absurdity and the horrible self-abuse and the self-neglect that I've been putting myself through. I've been doing a very, very, very good job taking care of other people, but not myself. I've been texting with dozens of people that hire me as an art model, and dozens of people, maybe not dozens, but people that I do pet care for. I do cat sitting, dog sitting, house sitting, Airbnb cleaning. I'm a body cast model for a sculptor. I work really hard, and a lot of people work hard, not just me, but I am so frustrated. I keep bending over backwards saying, yes, 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 I'll do this. Yes, I'll do that. And I've been working for 30 hours, 30 days without a day off. And I've been working as a medical model, as an art model, as a dog walker, as a cat walker, and when I say cat walker, I mean cat walker. I can walk cats. I can herd cats. I know how to take care of cats better than I know how to take care of dogs. I love dogs, but they're a little stinky and they're a little bit loud and a little bit obnoxious and a little too needy. Dogs are a little too needy, but I love dogs and I love cats. I love goats. I'm just feeling so frustrated right now. I don't want to say too many personal details of why I'm frustrated. I have some decisions to make and some choices to make, and I need to learn to say no sometimes, because I say yes to pretty much every opportunity that I receive practically. Here's a collage that I made, oh God, of my dad and I. There's my dad. Okay, the camera's not focusing. Great. The camera won't focus, but this is a beautiful collage that I made that's photos of me as a child and my dad as a child and my dad and I together as adults, and when I was a kid. And he was 24 when I was born. So like when I was 10, he was 34, I guess. So there's a variety of photos, beautiful childhood photos. He wrote a song called Slow Down. You're bound to break this heart of mine. Slow down. This love takes time to rhyme. He writes beautiful lyrics. My dad is a very thoughtful, sensitive person. My mom is also very thoughtful and sensitive in some ways. But there's certain family dynamics where some people are angry and frustrated and projecting onto other people and using others as scapegoats, in my opinion, but I don't want to get into the details of that. I just want to say, I just want to make a video to document the mood that I'm in. And I was thinking about the Goddess Kring documentary that I probably mostly need to make by myself. But the thing is, I do better by myself. Like, the best photos of me are the ones I take of myself, because I feel more brave and confident, and I'm not afraid to ham it up, and I'm not afraid that I'm a narcissist. When I photograph myself, I feel liberated from the cage of trying to get other people's approval. Somehow when I photograph myself, I feel like I'm not afraid to shine, because I'm really afraid that if I look too beautiful, other people will be jealous of me and feel threatened by me. And that's horrible. And then when you look at people like Madonna and Taylor Swift and Oprah and people like that, women, I'm thinking of women right now specifically, but even men get criticized if they're too confident. Um, People like Oprah and Taylor Swift and Madonna, they get heavily criticized. And not that I think everything these women do is perfect, but you understand that when you become successful and you're popular, people will criticize the heck out of you. Even if you, oh, great, now it's snowing. That's wonderful. It's snowing. Hopefully it's not going to stick. I was going to put more rhinestones on my car, but apparently I'm not because it's snowing. So there it is. Yeah, it's kind of chilly. I'm going to go to Houston for the Art Car Parade and Festival. I need to make some choices about my schedule, and I'm booked solid from now until when I leave on my trip. And I have a GoFundMe fundraiser. I don't know if anybody will donate it to it or not. But we are getting a partial stipend for gas. I think up to $400 reimbursement stipend if I save all my gas receipts because it is 23, wow, it's really snowing, 2,300 miles from Seattle to Houston and back. So that's 4,600 miles. I'm definitely going to get an oil change before I leave for Houston and an oil change when I get back from Houston just to make sure my car is happy and the engine is working. I have a 2010 Honda Fit that I call Opal Moonstone with a bunch of rhinestones glued all over it in a beautiful, beautiful, well done design that I do. It's funny how when you talk highly of yourself, then people say, oh, you're so arrogant. And then if you put yourself down or apologize, then people say, don't put yourself down, don't apologize. It's a sign of weakness. And it's like, you know what? Screw that. Like, to have self confidence is not a sign of weakness. And to say you're sorry when you make a fool out of yourself or throw a temper tantrum and screw something up, because sometimes I throw temper tantrums and then it screws up my job situation. Although when I art model, I never seem to throw a tantrum. And the reason why is because art modeling works with my autism and my neurodivergence, because I love going into an art studio where it's quiet, where they're just playing classical or jazz. And then it gets really quiet. And then I get to stand on the model stand and pose very quietly. And I stare off into space. I get paid basically to not wear any clothing and pose and let them draw and paint, but I get to stand there and stare off into space and just daydream. And it's nice and quiet and soothing. But some of the other jobs I've been doing lately are way more intense and way require me to interact with people and make a lot of eye contact and talk and talk and talk and talk and explain myself and constantly give people updates and photos and check in about the time and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just really burned out. I'm really burned out from all of the complicated texts and emails that I have to do. Some of the places I work have had all these timesheets that I've gotten messed up, and this like sort of like payroll, HR, IT system of supposedly streamlining with technology when really it's just made it harder for us. And ironically, we were better off when we just used paper and pen and did our timesheets with ballpoint pens on a sheet of paper. Although I guess then somebody in the administrative office had to data entry all of that in. So now they want us all to do our own timesheets, but it's not working. Some of the schools are locking us out of our accounts, and then we're having to go through rigmarole. So there's some of my frustration. I know that life is a gift, life is beautiful, life is also very painful. I kind of feel right now like I'm a car that has no shocks. Now, I'm not really an expert on cars, but isn't it that if your car doesn't have shocks, you're bouncing around and everything is really rough and bumpy? So that's what it feels like. It feels like I have no, like I'm a snail that has no shell. I'm a car that has no shocks. I think that means that my nervous system is fried, absolutely fried. I have been saying yes and politely cooperating with people that I work for, and I've been doing a good job. I've been getting pretty good feedback. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I run a little late, but I've been doing a good job. But the thing is, I am exhausted. I am tired. I am grumpy. I feel like I have no time. Today, I was supposed to do creative writing with my friends, but I don't have the energy. I'm too tired. I don't want to leave my house right now because I want to stay home and clean and organize. And I took a walk in the sunshine because for the past 30 days, I've been so busy. I don't even want to go into the details, but I've just had the most complicated 12-hour day schedule. Not that I literally work 12 hours a day, I don't, but I get up early and do things. And then for the next 12 hours with breaks in between, I'm booked. Basically, I've been booked for 12 hours a day with breaks in between. So it's kind of like, I'm not working 12 hours a day, but I'm having to pay attention to the time 12 hours a day and do a bunch of things for other people and then try to cram in my own self-care, eating, sleeping, exercise, and artwork and cram it in there. My calendar is crammed full of stuff. I'm so tired and I'm so frustrated. And I'm tired of worrying about if my YouTube channel will ever get popular. It's not going to get popular. I've had a YouTube channel since 2005 and my videos are just not that popular and that's okay. But I still want to make them. I still want to make music. I love our song Dumpster Dive in Boots. I love our song that I'm doing with Dave Flowers from Interactive Jack Records. I also love the music I did with Claxton Kent 10 years ago in Portland, Oregon. I feel like I want to give myself permission to love and focus and nurture myself and to not feel like that is narcissism or a power trip because everybody would be better off if they took better care of themselves. If people are taught that it's selfish to take care of yourself, that is unfortunate because if we don't take care of ourselves, I mean, other people are not going to take care of you. Like they will let you down usually. So, man, it's really snowing out there. I really hope it doesn't stick. So I can't show you because if I flip the camera around, I guarantee it won't really do it justice, but because of the white balance and all that jazz. So I'm just a little frustrated right now. So forgive me if you don't like that when I talk like this. See, you just see all the mess behind me. Like this is like some of my beautiful art back there, but it's also boxes and things I need to organize, things I need to get rid of. I see like Windex, like window cleaner back there. I got some fake flowers back there. I got all kinds of random stuff everywhere. Um, Take my hair down because it looks better when it's down. For a while never mind. I've been changing my hair lately and I didn't even brush it. I just got up. It's starting to get silver streaks right here. I'm 55 years old and I'm not wearing any makeup. And I got silver streaks going through my hair and I added some blonde highlights, very subtle blonde highlights. As long as I don't over highlight it, I think it looks good. But if I start over bleaching it, then it looks too fake. But when I was letting it grow out natural, it was looking too dark and just too kind of boring for me. So I feel like this is, it looks better if I just add, like these are very subtle blonde streaks that I added because my natural hair color is sort of a dark ash, blonde kind of a color and it's getting gray streaks. So there it is. So that's my natural hair. And, except for a few blonde streaks in it that I do in a really subtle kind of way. Why do I feel like I have to explain to you what I do to my hair? I don't know, but, um, I can't seem to get a hold of my mom. She is an artist and she just got a new piece of equipment to make her art. So she's excited about that, but I'm frustrated that I can't get a hold of her. I stay more consistently in touch with my dad who moved to Florida. So I'm just trying to figure it out. I never really did the family thing in terms of me having my own family or spouse. I'm too moody. I live by myself. So I'm making peace with that. And for a while, I felt good about it because I found out that both my grandmothers were talented I knew they were musically talented, but they were also visually art talented, but they both kind of dropped out of doing their art. My grandma on one side dropped out of college literally uh to get married and have kids, and then that marriage didn't work out. And then my other grandma on the other side of the family never went to college, but she used to do visual art and music. And then when she got married and had kids, she kind of gave up on that. And then somebody in my family said that she got really depressed and she had a thyroid problem and turned to drinking or something to medicate herself, and that was sad. And she listened to a lot of jazz and the rest of her life. And both my grandmas rest in peace. They're both no longer with us. Both my grandfathers died when my parents were in their early 20s. My grandfather on one side from a heart attack or a stroke. My grandfather on the other side in a car accident after a nasty divorce. All my grandparents divorced each other. It was horrible. There was lots of people sad and angry about the whole thing, and it was just horrible. And then my parents got married. They dropped out of college to have me, and they got married because of me, because I was a sort of mistake or like, whoops, let's just go with it. Kind of, that's me. And in a nutshell, I wasn't exactly planned, let's just say. But I know my parents love me. Both my parents love me. It's just that it wasn't like their big dream to have a kid. And they were married for 4 years and divorced when I was 4. And so I'm glad I never had kids at this point. Like at one point, I almost had a kid in my 20s, and then I said, no, I can't do this. And I got scared and I didn't do it. And I will always feel guilty about certain things that I did, but I wish that I hadn't gotten pregnant in the first place in my 20s. I wish that I had found a nice guy in my 30s, because maybe in my 30s I was more mature enough, but maybe not, because I'm a little bit on the autism spectrum apparently. Even though some people tell me I'm not autistic, I think that I am, and I have been officially diagnosed on the spectrum. So there it is. So I am just telling you that I am frustrated, and I'm thinking if I make the Goddess Kring documentary, the story of Goddess Kring, it will mostly be me in the video. That's sort of the quintessential Goddess Kring style anyway. I would like to interview a few hardcore fans if I can find. I think a couple of people said they would be interviewed, but it's just hard to coordinate. And then have somebody film me, like get a drone camera or film me from a bridge driving in my art car, and tell the story of Goddess Kring and how I felt disempowered, like I didn't have much of a self-esteem. I was really shy. I imitated Mick Jagger in front of my high school, and I shocked everybody because they thought I was so shy. I strutted around and thrust and was very sexual like Mick Jagger on stage in front of my high school. It was the funnest thing I ever did. And I've always wanted to perform. And so when I got my video camera and I started doing my public access show, then that was it for me. I fell in love with that, even though I was constantly putting myself down and saying self-destructive things. At the same time, I loved what I was doing. And I felt compelled to do it and try to be a hero for myself and a hero for anybody else watching that could identify with what I was saying. So the Goddess Kring documentary, I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I don't want to worry about having fancy cameras and fancy editing as much as I want to tell a story. So I want to do, instead of just a random monologue, 2-hour movie, I want to do a video with a narrative that has a storyline. So the story of Goddess Kring, little bits and pieces about my unorthodox childhood with both my creative parents in different ways, my dad, comedy, music, and tennis. My mom, Eastern philosophy and visual art with clay, metal, and enameling, and Eastern philosophy and lots of marriages and divorces and moving around and getting rid of our piano that I was taking lessons on, and just disruptive things like that. And yet at the same time, my parents surrounded me with comedy, music, and art and tennis and athleticism and interesting Eastern philosophy and wisdom and Hundertwasser and different ideas. So I was raised in some ways. My parents are both beautiful, sensitive, interesting people. And at the same time, there's a dark side to both of them, obviously. They were neglected by their parents, who were also neglected by their parents, who were also neglected by their parents. And I was neglected by my parents, but I was also loved by my parents. So I like to think my childhood is a checkerboard childhood. I call it checkerboard childhood because I went back and forth between my mom and my dad and my mom and my dad and my grandma and my mom and my dad and my grandma and my mom and my dad and my grandma, but mostly mom, dad, mom, dad, mom, dad. Checkerboard childhood. And on multiple levels, it's checkerboard. It's mom, dad. It's also the beautiful parts of my mom and dad and the dark side of my mom and my dad, and how I didn't get my needs met and how I was traumatized by certain things that happened, and I still don't know how to pick myself up out of the trauma that I experienced. So part of why I did my Goddess Kring TV show was to try to empower myself and feel like the powerful Goddess Kring, Wizard of Oz, versus Shannon, the little person behind the curtain that didn't really have much of a self-esteem. And I still feel like my self-esteem is a bit low because my lack of ability to say no to people, it's like I'm not sure. I say yes because I'm not sure if I really want to do it. And then I'm afraid to say no because I have a fear of scarcity. I like to say fear of scarcity, fear of scarcity, scare of fiercity in our fair city. So there, that's how I feel in a nutshell. So now I'm feeling better after I did this monologue. Thank you for listening. Look at the lines on my face. It's kind of cool. Yeah. So this is Goddess Kring. It is March 2nd, 2024. And I want to keep doing art and music and video and keep learning how to say yes and no in a smarter way, a smarter way. So thanks for listening. This is Goddess Kring. I'm going to upload this video now and keep doing videos whenever I feel like it. And I'm going to ignore people who tell me don't oversaturate your YouTube channel with videos. You know, for a while I was under posting, and now maybe I'm over posting, but you know what? I'm autistic and I'm full of chaos, and that's okay. And I love myself, and I need to just be strong and powerful within myself and not worry if other people don't like me or get me, because I need to learn to love myself. And that's really all I can do right now to get through the day. And I want to clean organize my space. I might go swimming with some friends tonight if I can get myself into a better mood where I'm okay with noise of other people's noise. And I want to write more poems and record more songs. And soon we're going to release Kring Flowers music, 11 tracks of songs that we did. And then we're going to keep, and I'm going to keep making music with Dave Flowers from Interactive Jack Records. And I would also like to get my dad to record his 10 folk songs that he wrote himself, his original folk music. There's the Slow Down duet that I just uploaded to my YouTube, my dad and I doing a duet. It's very beautiful. Go listen to it if you want. And I'm getting ready for the Houston Art Car Parade and Festival that I'm going to in April. Excuse me. And I don't know how many people watch these videos, but I listen to these videos, and you know what? That's enough. I listen to my entire video. I listen all the way through these videos. I really don't think hardly anybody else does. I don't get that many comments, and that's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just acknowledging that I need to be strong. I need to do these videos and not worry about if people like them or not, or get anything out of them or not, because I have to express what I'm expressing. So if I'm annoying anybody, I'm sorry, but I have to do my thing. This is what I have to do. And you know what? I'm on this planet temporarily. So I'm just here to express myself until the day that I go bye-bye. So there it is. And then my soul will continue on to whatever the next thing is. I'll get to go hang out with Tom Petty, in the next incarnation, or wait, in the next phase of reality when I'm no longer on planet Earth. I get to hang out with Tom Petty and John Lennon and Prince and Sinead O'Connor and all the magical people who have passed away. So in the meantime, I'm going to make as much art as I possibly can and learn and grow and heal as much as I possibly can. Try to forgive myself and forgive others for whatever is frustrating me right now, which is a lot. Bye for now. Signing off. This is Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring. I'm repetitive. I'm repetitive. I'm repetitive. Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring. Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring. Repetitive, repetitive, repetitive. Ah! Can you do that? Can you roll your R's or whatever this is? What is it called when people do this? Okay, bye for now. I'm an only child. I'm a little bit wild. I'm a left-handed, green-eyed Nordic goddess. I promise I will make you smile. I'm an only child. That's our new song. I'm an only child. I'm a little bit wild. I'm a left-handed, green-eyed Nordic goddess. I promise I will make you smile. And then our song, Dumpster Diving Boots, I go, wait, out of the muzzle. Jigsaw puzzle, out of the muzzle. Jigsaw puzzle, out of the muzzle. It fits, don't throw a fit. Dumpster diving, I'm surviving, bringing life back in. That is a line that I wrote from. It's funny, I don't even remember my own lyrics, but I promise I wrote those lyrics. I write lyrics in my journal, and then I don't always remember what I just wrote, but I channel it and I write it. I mean, I hear it in my head from God or Great Spirit or from my higher self or my subconscious or my creative, whatever it is. And then I write it down, but then I do go, what did I just write? Oh, okay, that was a good line. Fusion drives illusion to erosion. Ocean beam, come clean, manifesting dreams. These phrases just pop into my head and I write them down. I don't know where I got them. High bloom through the roots in cahoots, sliding doors, eyes adore. Ocean beam, come clean, manifesting dreams. And black fire, feather rain, straining the stream of consciousness again. Volcano ash erupting green, enchanted fingers fill terrain. So these are phrases that just pop into my head and I have to write them down. So there it is. Cancel culture, vulture, virtue signal, soldier. So these are some of the lines and some of the songs I've written lately, or the lyrics that I've written. So I'm really happy that I can do songs and lyrics and poems and write. I want to write a memoir. I want to do a documentary film called The Story of Goddess Kring. And I want to write a memoir about maybe amplified chameleon, typecast my dragon sleeps. I think Amplified Chameleon Typecast My Dragon Sleeps will be the memoir of Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring, and it will be just some kind of inspirational story about the challenge of being me and being neurodivergent and being an only child of parents who were married for 4 years and just had I was sort of back and forth between my parents and the messenger and all of this stuff, and it was just challenging. So, and to just try to build my self-esteem and figure out where I fit in the world. That's all. So yeah, that's all that jazz. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for listening. I know I'm going to listen to this, even if I'm the only one. That matters. I matter. Everyone, you matter too. Everyone matters. Every individual matters. I like people's individual, unique, individual magicalness. Every single person, plant, and animal, whether it's human, dog, cat, fish, cow, goat, whatever, all of us are special in our own way. There it is. Bye for now.